Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's time to take a look at the couple of figurized standard kits from the Gundam The Witch from Mercury series. Here we have the Suletta Mercury kit, and then we're also going to be taking a look here in the same video at the Moirine Rembran kit as well. I was originally planning on reviewing them separately, but considering the kits are going to be ultimately quite similar, and probably whatever objective and subjective thoughts that I might have to share with you guys regarding one kit is probably going to be exactly the same for the other, so I figure I might as well just knock them both out in the same video. But as we get into it, taking a look at the boxes and their contents first, if you guys are interested in one more than the other, there will be time codes down in the timeline down below here, so you can skip to a particular section if you need. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off with the box art here, really nice, beautiful character illustration on the front. If you guys didn't see, I posted on social media, I actually made a 1:1 scale cardboard cutout of Suletta Mercury myself and had that here for the USA Gundam Store build day event. So that was a lot of fun to make, but some beautiful box art here on the front. On the side, you can just see it's the same thing. There's no numbering for these, so let's go ahead and go to the bottom of the box. Whereas you can see, the kit, when it's fully painted, looks really nice. Over here, we've got a look at how it's going to look unpainted, and what I'm surprised to see there is all that gold. I was expecting that all this gold is going to need to be painted in, but I'm assuming then in this case that we must have stickers for these. And yeah, it actually says here that they're reproduced using engraving stickers, so that's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. We've got the different tempo printing, the pre-printed faces there, so you got a couple options for that, as well as some water slide decals for the eyes. It looks like we're going to have that, as well as our Haro in there. So like I said, it looks like a pretty good set. Definitely appears to have some improvements over some past kits in the line that I've taken a look at before, but there's a look at the kit front and back, and then together with the HG Aerial Gundam, of course. Popping open the box, we'll take a look at the runners here in just a moment. Let's first just take a peek here at the instruction manual. Got the same image here on the front, except the full version of that without the background. And then on the back side here, you got the character illustration and then some photographs and information here. All the information is in Japanese and in English. The holder uniform, a bit about the Haro, the display image over here showing it again with the Aerial Gundam, and our color guide is down the side of the manual right there, but this should all be good reference for if you want to paint this in the exact colors. You can just kind of refer to the photographs there. On the inside here, there's a bit about how to apply the water slide decals and also how to apply the engraving stickers. Now, I would think those would be pretty straightforward, but there's instructions here to help you out with that just in case you need. Our parts list is going to be up here, and again, that's all in color with the colors even indicated at the top, the label of the runners there as well. And the first bit of construction here for the head anyway is in color. The rest of the construction is all just going to be in black and white. The Haro, I'm guessing, is going to be pretty simple, but it should be a very nice little accessory for this kit. Let's go ahead and check out the runners. But first, checking out the stickers here, we've got our foil stickers for like the mouth and a couple of little bits around the design, and then you've got your gold stickers right there that you can use if you want to use the foil versions of those. But then you have the engraving stickers, and these are going to be definitely the more nicer ones. These are more three-dimensional. Those are going to look really nice on the completed kit. And then we also have our water slide decals, which is just going to be for the eyes and eyebrows and mouth. And that's going to be about it. Those also do look really nice, and it's always great to see anytime Bandai goes the extra mile and includes some water slide decals in their kits. We've got a kind of slightly frosty, clear ABS base here for this. This is ACB6, Action Base 6, I'm guessing, is the new one here with this. Seems to be especially designed for figures, and I'm sure you could use it for HG kits as well. Runner A here is in 4 different colors. You've got orange right here for Haro, black for some parts of the clothing, molded gold, which looks like a really nice molded gold there for the shoulders and tie, some of the gold details on the kit, and then that dark red for her hair over here. Runner B is going to be all of the white parts for the clothing. Runner C is going to be all of our skin tone parts for the kit, as well as HB1, which is going to be some of the hand parts. And you'll notice there's where 2 of the faces are. We actually only have 1 face that's pre-printed. So just as I was singing Bandai's praises about some improvements, it's nice that we have 1 pre-printed face, but it really would have been nice if all 3 were. So for these 2, if you want to use either of those faces, you are definitely going to have to use the water slide decals for those. And as for the Miorine box here, again, really beautiful box art there on the front of the character, and then just kind of a close-up there on the face. Here's a look at the side there briefly, and then here on the bottom of the box, you can see what the kit is going to look like when it's all painted there, and I'm sure that's with the decals on the eyes and some nice posing there with the stand. So it looks pretty nicely articulated, at least to be able to do a handful of nice poses there. And then the printed face here, and then the face parts that you're going to have to use decals for. for those, and then some nice detail painting there around for like the leggings, and then I guess we have the watering can and shovel that it comes with. On the other side of the box, a couple images here of what the kit is going to look like when it's all painted up, front and back, and then together with Suletta, which we'll be able to see here in just a second. And then there's a little bit about the story, and I mean, everything's going to be pretty similar to the Suletta kit that we just took a look at. So let's go ahead and take a look at our instruction manual here first. Right there on the front, there's that same artwork that was on the front of the box, and some information over here about the character that's in Japanese and in English if you guys want to check that out. On the back side here, we've got another character illustration. The color guide is down the side of the manual there. Over here, some more information and images of the kit, information about the gardening tools, in case you needed that, and then just some other kind of sample images there. Basically, that's really kind of about it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here we have the parts list, which is all in color. Here's a little kind of guide about how to apply the waterside decals. So that's cool because, yeah, applying waterside decals, especially for eyes, can be tough just because you have to get like the spacing just right, and so this is really nice as a reference to have in there, so that's cool. And the first part of the construction here is also in color, but the inner pages are all just going to be in black and white here for the rest of the construction of everything. As for those waterside decals, here they are, B and C type, and then a couple of markings here for her clothing. But those are just going to be your eye decals that you can use. So a lot of really nice ones on there, and certainly plenty of extras if you want to use these for other different kits as well or something. That's nice. Then we've also got some sticker markings here as well. You can see there's the same logo for her clothing, and then a couple of little color correcting decals here around for the clothing bits and things like that, it looks like. Getting into the runners, then here we have runner A, which is in 4 colors, a couple of red bits up there, some black, some skin tone down here, including our 2 unprinted faces, and then the hair parts, which is in this light bluish gray color. Runner B is going to be all of the green parts of the clothing for her jacket and shorts there, basically. Runner C is going to be mostly parts here for the legs to simulate the leggings over a skin tone color. It's going to look something like that. Runner D is then our 1 pre-printed face, which does look really nice. It's just a shame that it's only 1 of these. Runner HB1 for our hand parts here, closed fists, open expressive hands, and then holding hands. And this is going to be in a softer, not quite like polycap type of material, but it's definitely in a softer plastic here. And then ACB6 for our base here for this, which should be nice for posing the kit. Alright guys, so here are the 2 kits all built up. And I gotta say, I mean, they look pretty good, definitely. Probably some of the best looking figurized standard character kits that I've seen for sure. We'll check out how they look with some of their accessories, although they don't really have a whole lot of accessories, but there is some, so we'll check that out. Then just kind of how they look in some different poses, just to see what kind of options you might have for this, other than just kind of, you know, just your standard standing pose like what you're seeing now. But you want to be able to do a little bit more with them, right? So we'll take a look at that in today's review, and then we'll see if these couple of kits have improved my overall opinion of the figurized standard line of character model kits or not. I'm still not sure yet, but let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, starting off, taking a look at Suletta here. So the main accessories are going to include, number 1, her face option parts, which I've not put the eye decals on, and so they look a bit weird at the moment. I do like the fact that they have a separate part there for the mouth, so that inside that part, like the tongue basically inside the mouth, you can paint a separate part. I've gone ahead and put the stickers on there. There's pink stickers for those. Unfortunately, no, just regular stickers for the eyes. If you wanted to use that, you only have the waterside decals. So anyway, the eye stickers never really look good, so I'm not really too worried about that, but I guess just would have been a good option, at least for me at the moment, for the review anyway. We've also got her haro here, which I have gone ahead and just put the panel lining in there around there just so you guys can kind of see the details of that. Otherwise, it was just kind of hard to see. But this is basically just 2 halves, so you have a seam line right there, and then you got 2 little parts here for the flaps on the top. And then inside there, those are stickers that are going to give you that gray color detail up inside there. And then you can just put this onto an action base. And we've got our included action base with multiple points of articulation on here. And it's pretty tight, so this should be strong enough to hold up your kits or anything else. It looks very similar to this one, which is what comes with like your action base 4 and 5. It's just like an extra part. Actually, I believe it's maybe just only the 5, I believe. But anyway, this one, it's definitely slightly different. This one's a little bit more weak, whereas the one that comes with this kit seems like it should be plenty strong. So you can just plug your haro onto there and have that floating along. We do also have this connection piece for that as well, which you can use to just grab onto the kit. Now for Suletta, you can just plug the action base right there into the base of her back, but if you didn't want to use that, or I don't know, just depending on the pose, whatever, you can use this. Or if you wanted to use this base for a different kit that doesn't have a hole to plug into, you can just use this clasp type piece. Other than that, she's just got option hands. So we've got a set of closed fists and a set of open hands, both of which kind of look fine. They don't look like quite perfect. The closed fists always look weird to me because the closed fist is like this rather than like that, which seems like for me a closed fist should have the thumb folded over and not like have it extended out like that. It's kind of a weird pose. So I always think that the closed fists here for these look a bit strange. And then the open expressive hands, it's better than ones that I've seen in the past. At least it's got kind of a little bit better form to it. So I think that one looks okay. You also have this set of hands which have a peg right in the middle, and this I guess is just for holding onto your haro, so you can have haro in the hand, which is really cool just to be able to hold that easily without having to worry about kind of having to balance it or something like that. You got a really firm grasp on it, which is nice. And as for the rest of her stickers, I've gone ahead and just used the regular foil stickers for the gold bits, but yeah, those 3D kind of metallic stickers, these metal stickers here will definitely look nicer on the finished product. Just that I'll save those for if I decide to paint or modify the kit or something like that, but just the regular foil stickers I think also work just fine for those gold accents around there. Got a couple of white stickers right there for the part of the headband. We got gold stickers for this trim around the sleeve right there, and then on her hair, those kind of like teal colored stickers that wrap around those kind of bits of the hair right there. Those also kind of work just fine. So as far as the stickers go, they all work pretty fine. They're just for like small little color apps. You don't have anything really too major, so I think it all works pretty well. As far as the articulation of the kit, the head is going to be able to go up to about there, so just on a ball joint, so it goes up and down, and you have about that range of movement there. Side to side movement here as well. You've got some nice range of movement on that, so much to the point that it's going to be unnatural. You're never going to need to bend the head that much to the side, I feel like. Here in the stomach section, we have a joint right here for forward and back bend. Also a little bit of turn left and right, not really a whole lot, but you can rotate that a little bit. And also just kind of bending to the side again to the point where it's going to be unnatural, so you have enough to move there. The way the sleeve kind of blends into the clothing there looks pretty nice until you start to move the arm, and then you notice more of a gap here. So the nice thing about the articulation of the arm though is how this part there for like the lower part of the sleeve just kind of hangs loosely in there, so you can kind of move this part of the arm inside that part, which is pretty cool. The only thing is that the elbow joint kind of really breaks the illusion of that, so just kind of depending on the pose. So ultimately you're really only going to be able to bend the elbow about 90 degrees there. You can raise the arm up and out to the side to about 90 degrees. The wrist can be rotated and then bent back and forth like that. Down here at the hips, that can drop down to give you a little bit extended articulation out to the front and out to the side. Again, about 90 degrees to the front, about 45 out to the side there, but then you've got some rotation here at the top of the thigh above the knee, and then you've got your knee bend, which is going to give you pretty good knee bend there, but again, not really the most nice looking joint there. Then down here at the lower leg, at the top of the boot, basically you got some rotation there. And then for the foot itself, that will bend forward and back and then rotate side to side there. So pretty good. As for Miorine, we do also have the face option parts here. So there's those. Again, you have a separate part for the mouth, which is nice. Again, just makes it easier to paint those, but that's how those are going to look. Instead of a haro here for her non-body accessories, we've got the watering can and the little shovel spade here for her to do some gardening. That's very nice, just molded in black, simple enough. For her feet, we've also got an option to have just the kind of not bare feet, but feet without the shoes, just like that. So you've got option parts for the feet, so those are nice. Then her option hands are going to consist of the same type of fists, the same type of open hands, but then instead of the hands that she has, that Suletta has for holding the haro, just have regular holding hands. These are going to be for holding her gardening accessories, one for the left and one for the right. And then of course the same stand base here is included with her as well. And all the articulation for Miorine is going to be the same except for her hair. So just to point that out, just you have just a simple hinge here for the hair to be able to angle that a little bit more down, a little bit more up. Otherwise, the articulation of the body is all going to be basically exactly the same here for this one. And with that, we can try out a few poses with these kits. I gotta say, they're not bad looking at all. They're definitely some of the better looking Figure Eye Standard character kits that I've seen. Although I do feel like they still kind of have a little bit more to live up to when comparing them to like some of the kits that Kotobukiya comes out with. And to be fair, there's certainly a difference in price, as these are definitely priced cheaper than the Kotobukiya kits. I mean, it's kind of that whole you get what you pay for type of thing. But that said, I definitely feel like Bandai could make these a little bit nicer, a little bit more kind of nicer looking, and just maybe coming with some more stuff or options or something, I'm not sure. Maybe to make it so that some of the joints maybe are less unsightly, they just come with like some more option parts where you can just like swap out different parts, sort of like how the Sosai Shoujo Teien kits from Kotobukiya come with like optional parts like for like the hip section to make it so like when the kits are sitting down, you just swap that part of the body so that you just have good looking parts no matter kind of what position you might want to have them in. So well, I feel like there's definitely room for maybe some improvements to be made to them. They're not bad. Yeah, not too bad kits here, especially if you're fans of the character. Like if you really like the series, you really like the character, I would say they're definitely perfectly good kits for sure. And if you guys have spent any time in the last couple months on Twitter, especially seeing what some of the Japanese builders there have been doing with these kits, kit bashing like the Suletta kit, kit bashing with the Ariel. I've seen some really cool kit bash customs that people have done. Also swapping out these with like the bodies of these kits and the 30-minute sisters. So like kit bashing between these kits and the 30-minute sisters kits is also another option that you can do because they're all going to be roughly the same size and quite compatible in that way as well. You just kind of have to match the skin tone if you don't want to have to paint the skin, but there's certainly options. So you know, at the very least, these are definitely good for some really cool kit bash ideas, and that's probably what I'll end up doing with mine. Once I kind of sort that out and think about what I might want to do with them. Ultimately, I doubt that I'll be keeping them just kind of as is, but let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think about the Figure Art Standard line in general? Or do you have kind of a similar feeling like me, or do you really enjoy them? Or what are your thoughts on these particular kits as well? Let me know down in the comment section, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the review today. If you want to check out these kits or anything else from the series or anything else from Bandai, you can check out the link in the video description below. As always, to USA Gundam Store. We've got paints, tools, supplies, and all that good stuff there for you guys as well, so check that out. Thank you guys so much. If you want to leave a like or subscribe as well, that would also be greatly appreciated. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.